Question number 3 in the full proposal requires you to enter a couple numbers from the California Heat Assessment tool. So this next demo will show you how to use that tool. When you navigate to the web page, this is the startup screen that you'll see. And you'll notice that it says down here in the bottom, explore California by city or county. Unfortunately, you can't type a specific address, street address, or lat-long coordinates into this tool. You have to first enter the city or county nearest to your project area, and then from there kind of zoom in on your own to find the census tract or census tracts related to your project. So when you click in Explore California by City or County, it will automatically open up this page you see now. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure that you select the period down at the bottom of the screen. Select the period 2021 to 2040 as directed to do in the Urban Greening Guidelines. When you click on that period, it'll toggle over to that specific time period. Now, on the right-hand side, annual number of health events will automatically be toggled on. You can see that it's orange, meaning it's toggled on. These other ones are grayed out. You can leave them grayed out. But you want to go down to these vulnerability indicators and click on Heat Health Action Index. When you do that, you'll see this option, Heat Vulnerability is currently grayed out. You want to click to toggle it on. You'll see that it turns orange, and then that layer is active in the map portion of this platform. So next, I'm going to go over to search by city or county in the upper left-hand corner here, and I'm going to just type Sacramento. And you'll see that it starts to populate different options as you type. Click on Sacramento, and you'll see that it zooms to that location. From there, you'll need to search for the specific census tract or tracts related to your project. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm just going to randomly select this census tract here. And you know that, notice that when I hover my mouse over it, it says that I'm in Sacramento County, and it provides the census tract number, which you'll also have to enter into question 3 of the full proposal. So you'll enter census tract 606-700-2100, and you'll notice that it shows you the annual number of health events is 2 events, so you'll enter that in question 3, and then the heat vulnerability indicator is 45.66, which you'll also enter into question 3 in the full proposal. And that concludes this brief demo of how to use the California Heat Assessment tool for the Urban Greening full proposal. Now we'll present a brief demo on how to use the Climate Bond Disadvantaged Communities Mapping tool. When you navigate to the tools webpage, you'll see a startup screen like the one shown here. Go down to where it says Enter at the bottom of the screen and click. Then the mapping tool will open. In the upper right-hand corner of the tool, there is a search engine. In there, you want to type in the location of the community or communities that your project will be benefiting. So for this one, we're going to start by entering the address of California Natural Resource Agency's headquarters, which is located at 715 P Street in Sacramento. And you'll notice that as you're typing, different options are populating below. I'm going to click on the one that is correct. And the mapping tool will navigate to that location. The location will be indicated by a point, which I am now circling with my mouse. You'll notice that this particular census tract is colored with a gold or orange-yellow fill. When I click anywhere within the census tract that contains the location I was interested in, the census tract is highlighted. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see what that looks like. You can see that the census tract is highlighted by like a turquoise outline and a fill color that is a little slightly bit darker than the one to the left. Now, to find out if this is an SDAC, DAC, or non-disadvantaged census tract, you can go to the left-hand side of your screen. There's this SDAC status area. Directly below that, it says overall SDAC status. In this case, the status is SDAC. So that means that California Natural Resource Agency's headquarters is located within a census tract that meets the climate bond definition of severely disadvantaged. Also, it is indicated by the gold fill color. So next, we'll type in a different area. I'm going to type in Southside Park. And again, you'll notice different options populate below. I'm going to select the one that is the correct option. The mapping tool will zoom to that location and indicate it with the point that I am now circling with my mouse. You'll notice that this particular census tract is colored blue. I'm going to click somewhere within the census tract that contains Southside Park. And when I do that, the census tract again is highlighted and some information populates over here on the left-hand side of the screen. The overall status of this particular census tract is DAC. So that means that Southside Park is located within a census tract that meets the climate bond definition of disadvantaged. And again, it is also indicated by the blue color. So we'll do one final example. I'm going to type in McKinley Park. I'm going to select the option that works best. The mapping tool zooms to that location and puts a point there. You'll notice that this particular census tract does not have a color. It's not gold and it's not blue. It's more of just kind of a light gray color. When I click within the census tract that contains McKinley Park, again, that census tract is outlined and highlighted, and information populates over to the left. This, you'll notice that it says no DAC. That means that this particular census tract does not meet the climate bond definition for either disadvantaged or severely disadvantaged community. And that is indicated by the fact that it's not colored gold or blue. It's just that kind of light gray color. So that concludes this demo of the Climate Bond's Disadvantaged Community Mapping Tool. In order to determine if your project will serve a vulnerable population, applicants are directed to use the Climate Vulnerability Map tool, which is part of the Vulnerable Communities platform. When you navigate to the web page, this will be the startup screen that you see. Click on the statewide view up at the top of the web page. When you do that, this map will open. You'll notice on the left-hand side it says choose a time frame, and the now option is automatically selected. Keep the now option selected. Don't choose 2050, which is currently grayed out. Next, go over to the main section of the map, and at the top you'll see it says choose a hazard to view present vulnerability, and there's 5 options in there. For urban greening, you want to select extreme heat. And when you do that, you'll notice that the map is populated with some different color coding. You'll also see that there's some parts of the state that did not receive any color coding. And that's because they're not populated areas. So next, go over to the magnifying glass icon or the search icon and click on that in the upper right hand corner. And then you can type in street addresses, places like public parks. You can also type in lat-long coordinates. For this demo, I'm going to start by typing in the address for the California Natural Resources Agency's headquarters, which is located at 715 P Street. And you notice when you start typing, different options populate below. So you can stop typing as soon as you see the option that you'd like. I'm going to click on this one. And the map will zoom to that location. You'll notice that right here where it zoomed to does not have any color coding, and that's because this area of Sacramento is office buildings, and so nobody's living there, and that's why it did not receive any color coding. So what I'm going to do is I am going to click on the area with the closest area that is color coded. And when I do that, you'll see that it highlights the census tract or block group of the area that I clicked. In this case, this is a block group, and it's highlighted with that turquoise outline. And then some different information pops up. So we're interested in the extreme heat hazard for this round of urban greening. So when you look up there, you'll see that it says climate now is rated as a high hazard. So that means this particular area of Sacramento has a high extreme heat hazard in this current time period. Also high for the future. But as I said, we're not looking at 2050 time period for this particular round of urban greening. And then for social vulnerability, this area is rated as medium vulnerability. So in order for a project to count towards the 40% requirement in the climate bond for benefiting, providing direct and meaningful benefits to vulnerable populations, you need to have either a high heat hazard rating and a high social rating, or you need to have a high heat hazard rating and a medium social vulnerability rating, or a high social vulnerability rating and a medium climate hazard. Those are the three different combinations that will count towards the 40% climate bond requirement. So in this case, we have a combination of high heat hazard and medium vulnerability. So this, if your project is benefiting people living in this particular census tract, then it would count as a vulnerable population. So I'm going to show you another area now. I'm going to click in the search function, and I'm going to type Oak Park. And I am interested in Oak Park area in Sacramento, California. I'll click on that. And I'm going to scroll down here to Central Oak Park area. You can see right here, because it's a park and a school, this particular area did not receive color coding. But I'm going to click in the area closest to the park. And again, it will highlight the census tract in like a turquoise color, and information will pop up. And you can see in this case, the extreme heat hazard in the Oak Park area is high, and the social vulnerability is also high. So this combination of high and high means that this particular block group area does represent a vulnerable population. And we'll do one more example. I'm going to start typing McKinley Park. I'm going to click on that in the Sacramento area. And you'll see again, the park itself does not have color coding because no one's living there. But just adjacent is some color coding that I'm going to click on. That particular block group is highlighted turquoise, and information for this area indicates that it has a high extreme heat hazard, but only a low social vulnerability. So in this case, the combination of high and low means it does not meet the criteria to be counted towards the 40% requirement for the climate bond. So this would not be considered a vulnerable population for this round of urban greening. And had it been a combination of low and low extreme heat hazard and low social vulnerability, that of course also would not count towards the 40% requirement for the climate bond. That concludes this demo of how to use the climate vulnerability map for the urban greening round.